football. La, 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 la. Hi, Chimpy. What you doing, good boy? Friday night date night, everybody. Friday night date night. What is happening? We're going to be doing some fun stuff tonight. We are going to be playing with history. So some of you may know there's this fella on the planet. His name is Digital Gods. And at some point in his life, he was lorded. So he's Lord Digital Gods. Which I think is a demotion, quite frankly. Right? You're a god, and someone's like, now you're a lord. Probably kind of a letdown, I would think. Anyway. Oh, cool. So if you go to Community Corner in the AI Salon, there's actually an interview with Lord Digital Gods. Anyway, here's the deal. Mr. Gods, he does a lot of work for this channel. And one of the things he does is he makes the thumbnails and he makes the descriptions, and he's been geeking out on how to automate that and do all that stuff, but it's still a lot of work. And a lot of it's manual because AI still sucks. And so he just does this tirelessly, and I can't thank him enough. And what he's created is documents of like the history of all of the videos on the channel. So like all the descriptions, the chapters, things like that. So I asked him to provide that for me, and I put it into NotebookLM. And so I've been NotebookLMing like the history of of generative AI as seen through the lens of, me rambling for 3 years. And it's wild. It's sort of broken it down into 5 eras, and so I figured we'd go play with that. So that'll be fun. And it was funny. I was asking NotebookLM to do some clipping for me. It actually, NotebookLM actually recommended GenSpark Clip Genie. Said, why don't you go have some other tool do that? What you're asking me is a little much. So we'll play with the Lord Digital Gods document, which is really kind of cool. And then we're going to go play with Claude Designer. So Claude came out with a design tool, which if I were someone like Figma, I'd be like, awesome. And it looks pretty slick. You can upload. You can point it to a GitHub repository. You can point it to a Figma board. You can upload brand guidelines. You can upload logos, things like that, and then you just start asking it for shit, and it starts building it. And then you can download those things as files that you can import into other applications that are editable. So I think it's a relatively big deal. But as we discover on this channel, sometimes these things look good in theory, but are janky and unusable. I have a feeling this one's not going to be janky and unusable, but you know me, I am willing to, I'll call it like it is. If it is janky and unusable. Sky Timbo, hey, it's been a while. What's shaking? You and I here all alone. Sunday morning here at Yilang Ma. What's happening? If someone new to AI were only going to buy one subscription, what would you tell them to buy? Today, Claude. Well, no, I wouldn't. One subscription. Well, so here's the thing. What are they trying to do, right? If what they're trying to do is code and engineer, I would buy Claude. If you want something more rounded that can be really good at coding, I would go ChatGPT, because there you've got codex, but you've also got image generation. So I don't know. Hope you've been well. Likewise, just general use. Imagine a 50-year-old mom. Okay. A 50-year-old mom. I'm about to turn 61. That's rough on me. Yilong. That's rough on that's rough on Daddy Kyle. ChatGPT. It's okay. You didn't make me this old. Oh no. Wait. She came on him like slow-moving cold front. And a look in her eye. She sat on a stool and he said, "What do you want?" She said, "Give me a love that don't freeze up inside." Said, "I have melted some hearts in my time, dear, but to sit next to you, well, I shiver and shake. And if I knew love, well, I don't think I'd be here, asking myself if I've got what it takes to melt your icy blue heart. Should I stop? Turn what's been frozen for years into a river of tears." ChatGPT is what she should spend her 20 hard-earned dollars on, or whatever denomination. I don't know. Are you in the States? ChatGPT. Actually, you know what else, Elon, is if she wants to spend an extra little bit, I would say ChatGPT plus Suno. It's $10 a month, and you can just make amazing music. And like music, it just fucking makes you happy. Music's the best. So I would go 2 subscriptions. ChatGPT $20, Suno $10. Simmy's in the house. So, by the way, happy Friday night date night. I hope you have your nachos and your dirty hot pocket. Giving props to Jim Gaffigan. Your hot pocket should be molten lava hot in the center, but frozen around it. So it should be hard to bite into, risk breaking a tooth, and burn your tongue. Okay? I like Suno. I use it some when I write, yeah, which I don't do much anymore. Suno's helped me get through some major stuff. Yep, my own stereopedic soundtrack. That's a cool word. Stereopedic. Pedic? Well, welcome back. For everyone, I love that we're having a little bit of reunion night tonight. People coming back. In a westerly direction. Oh, therapeutic. I thought you gave me some new ass word I'd never heard of. Stereopedic was pretty good. It had all sorts of H's in it, some silent consonants. I liked it. But therapeutic too. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So yeah, just ChatGPT it's more than you need, but the paid version of it is what you should be using. And you should explore it. You should be making images with it. The images are really good. You can make signs and cards and all sorts of crap like that. And then yeah, make some flippin' music. So we're going to be playing with NotebookLM tonight. We're going to be mining the history of the AI Learning Lab, and really the history of generative AI. One of the things that I'm really excited about. So a couple of things. Okay. When I graduated high school.
Hey, Kyle, if you ignore the sticky note long enough, I'm going to pop up on stage.
I already talked about it. I already talked about that. I already read that one.
Oh, all right. Well, I need to pay more attention then.
That was pretty good. I like Claude. Also, the political thing made me like them more. But they're always down. It feels. Here's the thing about Claude being down. Why they were down is likely why when OpenAI goes down, I would say Claude is a strong second. Claude's really strong at writing. It's incredibly strong at coding. I just think if your mom's going to use it for for just more general stuff, just ChatGPT is a little more accessible. But Claude's not bad. And yeah, if from a political standpoint, if you don't like, the fact that OpenAI is going with the targeting of humans without human supervision, more power to you. Recommend Claude, either one of those two. You could also do Gemini. The problem with Gemini is it's still a little, it assumes you've got a level of technical prowess that it's just not as user friendly as the other two. Yeah, so yeah, I get that. But we'll be playing with NotebookLM, and then we'll be playing with Claude Designer. Oh yeah, high school. Okay, what was I going to talk about? Oh, I'm just talking about. Okay, so when ChatGPT first came out, I had these visions of like, oh my God, I think this might be happening, and here's what I think might be happening. So when I graduated high school, I was doing lots of plays and theater, and I was like, I love the theater, and I want to study theater. I want to study how to be an actor. But I also had this voice in my head, like, you're never going to work. You're never going to get a job. You like computers, go do the computer thing. I didn't get much pressure from my parents, from my mom. She didn't give a shit. She was happy with me to do whatever. But this was like an internal survival mechanism. I got to have skills. So I started out as a computer science major. And I walked into my first computer science class at Penn State University, York campus, which is not Penn State University. And I walked into my first computer science class, and the room is full of IBM mainframe computers. And the professor walks out with a stack of punch cards, and he goes, "This is a computer program. And you're going to spend your life doing large reports for large corporations on these giant machines, and you have to type them on these pieces of cardboard." And my only experience with computers was like an Apple II and the original Mac. And I looked at those punch cards, and I was like, I will not be on this planet if that's my job. So I changed my major to theater. And so I have a degree in acting, and I decided at a young age I would much rather be happy than have money. And so I moved to New York out of school, and I pursued a life in the arts. And so for years, like, people didn't even have to make fun of me for my acting degree. I would make fun of myself for my acting degree, right? As I'm eating my boxed macaroni and cheese. And now we're living in a world where one of the most technically advanced companies in the world, Google, and one of their most technically advanced divisions, Google DeepMind, they just hired a philosopher. So the liberal arts major thing seems to be coming around. One of the other things that I've done all my life is digital hoarding. Like, for all of my life, I'm like, I should save these files because someday they might be valuable. And like, even when I do these lives, I'm like, let's get them on YouTube. Someday they're going to be valuable. We live in that world because what I would have never done is gone back and looked at them all, gone back and looked at 3 years of video and tried to figure out what's in there. But we now live in a world where digital hoarders and liberal arts majors are rewarded. What a fucking time to be alive. Are you kidding me? Super important. Now the Hot Pockets have eliminated the CRISPR sleeve. Do they still have Gen X cred? They eliminated the CRISPR sleeve? No. Boycott Hot Pockets. What? How are you supposed to make them crispy? Are they just soggy and tough? No. It's about time we're rewarded. Yep, all gone. No, you should listen. We're making an official change here. Friday night date night, nachos are still in, unless the International Nacho Society decided that corn chips are no longer acceptable for nachos. What do you mean there's no crisper sleeve for the Hot Pocket? And what, I suppose you're supposed to cook them in a clean microwave? That's not acceptable. No longer the official food of the AI Learning Lab Friday night date night. 2 words, air fryer. Oh, that's so fucking sad. Wow. The crisper sleeve has fallen the way of the air fryer. We are such a shitty society. Okay, let's go. Let's get started. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let's get going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Panda was shaking. I can accept the nacho surrogate. Yeah, nachos still super acceptable. By the way, I'm drinking a peach monster tonight. Why am I drinking Monster Energy drink at 8:22 p.m. Mountain Time? Because I know how to live. who knew the downfall of society would come down to Hot Pockets? I as an executive at here's the deal. You're an executive in the Hot Pocket franchise, right? And the CFO's like, listen, highly refined flour prices are through the roof. We've gone from a nickel a ton to 6 cents a ton. We got to cut costs. Hey, just quick question about this sleeve thing. It's mighty expensive. That costs us 0.34 cents per packet, and that's up from 0.2. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of cutting into the margins. So, why don't you think about if there's some way we could eliminate the crisper sleeve? But the crisper sleeve is everyone loves the crisper sleeve. It's all Jim Gaffigan talks about. Yeah, no, it's legacy. They fucking caved. Fucking spineless corporate weenies. Hey, listen, team. I hate to break it to you. This is not coming from me. This is coming from the top. We're gonna have to lose the crisper sleeve. What do you mean? Hot Pockets are gonna be soggy and tough. I know. They said there's an alternative heating method now. What do you mean? It's dirty microwaves. Dirty microwaves is what we've always cooked them in. I know. That's the brand. I get it. Apparently, air fryers are taking over. Air fryers. It's just hot air. I know. Wow. Staggering. I'm a little shook. Clearly, I don't need enough Hot Pockets to know that this change happened probably 5 years ago. Just a reminder, it's Gareth. Hi, Gareth. I just got an awesome email. I've been accepted into the Claude Partner Program. That's actually really fucking cool. Am I the one who's not a fan of Hot Pockets? Nobody's a fan of Hot Pockets. Just white trash people occasionally eat them and pretend like they don't. I need more ice. I'll be back. Hold, please. All right, I'm back. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share, let's see. Is this it here? Yeah. Okay, so we're in NotebookLM. Let me get black bar going. You eat the cardboard with lava because you have to. Exactly. Apparently, turtles dislike CRISPR sleeves as much as they hate straws. You know, listen, I hate to break it to you, but there's some guy somewhere that invented that silver coating on the inside of the CRISPR sleeve. It's got just enough metal to crisp the hot pocket, but not enough metal to cause it to spark and burn your house down. Like, someone did that. That's someone's grandpa. And he's got to be like, yeah, I invented the CRISPR sleeve. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? He's like, the CRISPR sleeve in the hot pockets. I made the silver lining. That's me. Like, there's no, what are you talking about? There's no CRISPR sleeve. What is a CRISPR sleeve? You put it in the air fryer. These goddamn air fryers, you know? There's a guy that's really sad out there right now. I thought you were talking about CRISPR, the DNA editor. It didn't Arkham the microwave genius. Exactly. He probably made millions on it and doesn't care how they use it. No, it's all the people that invented that corporate thing always take great pride in that thing. You know, the little dimple on the thing. It was my idea for the dimple. The corporate people are weird, man. They spend 35 years in obscurity. They got to take credit for the thing they made. So, like the liner of the CRISPR sleeve, that guy, you know, probably worked at 3M or one of those kind of companies. My liver is still trying to detox the CRISPR sleeve metal. Oh my God. Okay. So what I did here, there's this really cool document. Can I look at this document from within here? What's going on? Why can I not? Source guide. Yeah, so all of this document. So this is a PDF document that's got every, like up through March, every description of YouTube videos with chapters and all that sort of stuff. So that's the core source document. The other document I put in there was the YouTube channel itself, but that seems to be pretty useless. And then I just went in and I had NotebookLM like tell me what was in there. And I had it come up with 5 phases. So here's what it came up with. Phase 1, the primordial soup and the ChatGPT awakening, early to mid 2023. The initial phase was characterized by explosive growth and mix of awe, fear, and skepticism. As ChatGPT reached 100 million users, it's up to 900 million now. Host Kyle Shannon frequently compared the technological leap to the early days of the World Wide Web. I still do that because I'm insufferable. I'm like the guy that invented the Hot Pocket CRISPR. You know, I was there for the early days of the World Wide Web. People are like, shut up, old man. Did you invent the iPhone? Then we don't care. Conversations focused on overcoming fear of job displacement still and encouraging users to experience Kevin McAllister moments. Personal breakthroughs where individuals realize the technology's profound potential. Early exploration centered on basic prompting, debunking AI myths, and democratizing creativity through first-generation image tools like DALL-E 2 and Midjourney. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I tried to make a slide deck with NotebookLM today, and it wasn't very good, and it couldn't edit. Well, we're gonna go play with. What you call it? Claude Designer. We'll see if there's something interesting there. I'm also trying to make a. I'm trying to make a video overview of the channel. It's taken a really long time, but it said it might. Oh, there's a chronicle. Oh, cool. Okay. Anyway, wait, let's look at this chronicle. So I had to do a, where do I, hang on, hold please. Show prompt. Oh, okay. And can I make the font bigger? Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. Chronicle of the Great Repurpose. No, well, okay. So it got that wrong. So I don't know where it got the Great Repurpose shit. That's much later. Historical foundation, the dawn of the generative era, April to late 2024. In retrospect, the 2023 era was merely the first tremor of the tectonic shift. It was a period defined by initial magic, a brief shimmering window of a simple act of prompting. ChatGPT felt like a brush with the divine. Archaeological evidence from the AI Salon archive suggests a frenetic energy of discovery. By mid-2024, the landscape was more cynical, the vending machine mindset. This is wrong. This is not good, actually. That's a bad report. All right, we'll go back to that central thing because that was actually pretty good. Okay, here we go. Primordial soup. So phase 2 was late 2023 to early 2024. So that was late 2023 to early 2024. That was when we did GPT for good. Oh yeah, look at this. Customization, democratization, and multimodality. As the hype began to settle into practical application, OpenAI introduced the ability to create custom GPTs and launched the GPT store. Remember the GPT store? We were all going to be fucking rich making custom GPTs. And then at some point, I think it was SourceCamp was like, hey, could we charge money for these? And Sam Altman was like, yeah, it's going to be a store. It's going to be awesome. Everybody's going to be rich. And then he promptly forgot about it. and SourceCamp still doesn't have her answer. AI summary, debating if the Hot Pocket CRISPR sleeve is a good invention. Share your opinions. I'm glad you're showing this. No answer, and 109 GPTs later. Exactly. This era marked a shift from users simply interacting with the chatbot to programming personalized AI assistants. Remember that? When we were making those custom GPTs, the miraculous part of that was you were doing sophisticated programming without having to program. It was just English language. And the results were these pretty remarkable, sophisticated tools. Cindy Kuhn this week thought she was teaching advanced agentic workflows, and it turned out the people in the room didn't even know what a custom GPT was. So she spent the whole time teaching them custom GPTs. That was this week. So the gap between where we are, if you've been paying attention to this stuff for 3 years, and where people are that are just starting is pretty vast at this point. The world is starting to shatter into these distinct modes. A major highlight of this period was the GPT for Good 24-hour hackathon, where the AI Salon community collaborated to build hundreds of custom GPT bots for nonprofits. Simultaneously, AI became multimodal. That was November of 24 or 23. No, it was early 2024. Gaining the ability to see, GPT-4 vision, speak, advanced voice models, and perform complex data analysis, code interpreter. This is really good. This is actually, what's cool about this NotebookLM actually is capturing kind of the highlight technologies of the day. That's really cool. Phase 3, mid-2024, the creative explosion in video and audio. Yeah, that makes sense. The landscape shifted dramatically toward rich media generation. The announcement of OpenAI's Sora. Remember that? Remember when the Sora video came out? We're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then like 6 months later, they introduced like the shitty version of Sora that sucked. And then all the other video competitors caught up and surpassed them. And then they finally introduced Sora as like the social media app, which they've now killed. Wild. Alongside tools like Runway, Gen 3, Luma Labs, Dream Machine signaled the arrival of high-quality text-to-video capabilities. In parallel, AI music generators like Suno and Udio democratized music production and allowed users to generate full songs with vocals, instrumentation, and text prompts. This phase empowered creators to become directors, blending tools to create complex projects such as Shannon's AI-assisted Broadway musical concept, Sydney, an Artificial Love Story, which is still kicking around. We're around 2 years ahead of the rest of the world. I know, it's crazy, right? Phase 4, Agentic AI, deep research and vibe coding, late 2024 to 2025. This phase saw a pivot from passive commercial chatbots to active autonomous agents capable of executing multi-step tasks across the internet, such as OpenAI's Operator, Manus, and GenSpark. The concept of vibe coding became a central theme as platforms like Lovable and Replit enabled non-engineers to build and launch functional web applications simply by describing them in plain English. Additionally, models equipped with reasoning engines, OpenAI's O1 and O3, and deep research capabilities transformed how users gathered. This little document alone is absolutely fascinating. What are these links to? Oh, it's links to chapters within the document. This is all thanks to Lord Digital Gods, by the way. Like, none of this would be possible without what he put together. So I don't know if you're here, Glenn, but if you are, you fucking rock. Okay. Additionally, models equipped with reasoning engines, transformed how users gathered, analyzed, and synthesized vast amounts of complex data. Phase 5, the Great Repurpose and Identity Shift, 2026. By early 2026, the AI agents became highly capable of automating technical tasks, even replacing the need for traditional coding. The conversation shifted from tool mastery to an existential reckoning dubbed the Great Repurpose, which happened, this year. With expertise increasingly commoditized, professionals faced an involuntary job redefinition and identity crisis. The community recognized that the future success would rely less on technical execution and more on soft skills, human connection, taste, and intentionality. Creators began managing custom autonomous agents like Shannon's AtomBot. He's an embarrassment to the family name. To orchestrate complex digital work shows, freeing humans to focus on meaning, authenticity, and exploring the question, what do I truly want to do? Really good. And then it provided like clips. And so, TikTok pin. Thank you. That's why I only do one show a night. You're the best. You're the best, Lord Digital Gods. You really are. This is so cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I had it pull out clips that I could go watch, which was kind of fun. Let's see, Midjourney's end goal. Let's see, Spider Jank spell. The superhero named Spider Jank casts a spell with his spider magic wand. seconds, generate. All right, so this does it pretty quick, but it's going to be like 30 seconds here. We'll go back over to clang, 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 clang. That's so funny. Oh, I just closed my sharing window. Hang on. So that's kind of cool. So I've got a list of, yeah, these are pretty good. Phase 1, except I think what this did was it included videos from the wrong years. That's 23. Anyway, but the thing I was saying before about we live in this crazy time where digital hoarding is being rewarded. So what we're going to do is this. I had this thing write a prompt for GenSpark. So when I was trying to get it to do good stuff earlier, system prompt. Okay, here's the complete all-in-one prompt. You can copy into Clip Genie. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Copy this. So this describes the sections, and then it points out what clips to go make from which videos. Okay, so I'm going to go now to GenSpark. Ultra mode, now powered by Opus 4.7. Stronger reasoning. I guess I could turn that on. It's going to blow through my credits, though, isn't it? A new version of this website is available. Refresh now. GenSpark Claw desktop app. GenSpark Claw is now free because it was like $69 a month, Black Bar. Okay, so I could go straight to Clip Genie, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, here's a prompt that definitely requires Clip Genie, but this is a historical look at Gen AI through the lens of 3 years of AI Learning Lab video. Wait, let's see. Live stream video archives. This could also be an interesting presentation with video clips. I will let you decide how to express this important historical recounting of the early evolution of Gen AI. And then I'm going to paste in that whole giant motherfucking thing, and we're going to let it do Ultra. And what we're probably going to do here uses more credits. I'm going to turn off Ultra. We don't need Ultra for this. What I'm going to do here is just turn this bad boy loose. Oh, apparently I'm not. What happened? Your GenSpark Plus plan auto renews on May 13th. Oh, did I blow through all my... Oh, you've used all your credits. Oh, damn it. Well, so there you have it. There you have it, kids. Apparently, I guess I'm not making some fancy ass historical document till my credits renew. That's all right. That's fine. Whatever. It's not a problem. Not a problem. All right. It's just tragic. But I think what I will do, maybe I'll do this over the weekend. I think what I will do is I'll take this stuff from NotebookLM, this stuff where it's got these, like all these clips and these descriptions of the 5 phases. I'm gonna go out on it. No, we'll just leave it like that. I'll turn that into some sort of LinkedIn post or something like that. That could be kind of fun. I turned this into a cinematic podcast. And so let's watch. We'll watch it for a bit. It's 5 minutes. If it doesn't horrifically suck, then we will we'll keep watching it. George Carlin didn't narrate it, right? Yeah, no, we got booted last night from YouTube. Oh, what I found out from YouTube, for those of you that were watching on YouTube and it just stopped, it wasn't because he was saying cuss words. It's because that clip was copywritten, and so I was streaming a copywritten work live. And so the way YouTube works is if they sense that you're streaming copywritten work, they'll pause the live until you stop streaming it. So if I had just stopped the George Carlin clip, it probably would have come back, but I didn't know that until just now. Okay. Is that a Silicon Graphics machine? Oh, it's a Nextcube. That's interesting.
Kyle Shannon helped build the early World Wide Web on systems like this Next computer.
No.
Decades later, as a new technological wave began to swell in 2023, he started recording. He launched a nightly live stream, a 3-year video archive capturing the modern artificial intelligence revolution in real time. This archive isn't just a tech log, it's a map of human psychology. It tracks the specific, predictable stages our collective mind goes through when a technology begins to outpace our understanding.
By the way, this is horrifically bad right now.
In early 2023, we were in stage 1, dismissal. Most people saw chatbots as janky novelties. They laughed at the broken responses and the bizarre hallucinations, treating the technology as a flawed parlor trick that couldn't handle basic facts. Because the errors were so visible, we ignored the trajectory. We focused on the failures of the moment, creating a cultural blind spot that hid the sheer speed at which the underlying neural networks were compounding in power. By late 2023, the tone shifted into stage 2, awe. Tools like Midjourney and Dolly reached
which, by the way, I didn't tell it to use these stages of dismissal. This is the 5 stages of AI adoption. I didn't tell it to do this. It found that in that document.
Threshold where a digital painting could be assembled out of static in seconds, producing images that looked indistinguishable from human artistry. Users discovered they could type a messy paragraph into a text box and watch as a "Help me write this" button instantly converted it into a coherent business plan or a working block of code. This created a vacuum effect. The technology was suddenly capable of high-level cognitive tasks, but the average user had no framework to understand how a machine was suddenly thinking or creating. Awe is rarely a permanent state.
This is weird because this is shitty, but it's also it's not using the document. It's just making shit up. Explainer brief. Let's see. I'm going to make an audio podcast because, well, maybe I'll do a video one. An explainer. All right, let's do an explainer. Choose the visual style. Classic, custom, anime, watercolor, heritage, papercraft, retro print. We'll go retro print. Career focus, professional persona. All right, let's say use the transcript. Use the content of the content of the PDF with all the YouTube, all the AI Learning Lab video descriptions and chapters to chronicle the evolution of Gen AI from its birth in 2022. And we'll put even though these transcripts start in 2023 until March of 2026. Create your own logical eras based on the contents of the shows. All right, let's see how that does. So we'll come back to that. Okay, let's go play with Claude Designer. So if you want to play along, claude.ai/designer. And I haven't really played, /designer/design might be /design. Yes, /design. Okay. Meet Claude Design. Oh, apparently I need to share this for you to see it. Did you input custom instructions to help improve form? And I did, Kavruno, but apparently I put in, like, you know what it almost did, Kavruno? It seemed to make that entire video based on my description rather than actually looking at the source document. That seemed to be just a screw up of either bad prompting on my part or just bad I don't know, something management on NotebookLM's part. But we'll see what it does with that other one. Can I go back? Is there audio for this? You know what? Hang on a sec. Let's go to X. Maybe people have done videos on this already. Search Claude Design. And then we're going to play with it. Why? I'm confused here. There, that's better for TikTok. Right? A little bit more better. Here you go. Okay. Claude Design. Oh, that's interesting. So was the official Figma integration with Claude just to grab data? Claude officially released design. From now on, without integrating state-of-the-art large models, there's no traffic growth. But if you integrate, you might get replaced by distillation, killing the goose that lays the golden egg. Okay, so here's a video. So that's TikTok pin. Why does it sound like an 80s video game? Oh, everyone's just trying to get nostalgic. Everyone's all excited about Gen Xers. No, they're not. Claude Design is the new Canva. Why pay for Canva when you can hand it off to Claude Code? Rip Lovable. Claude Design is honestly pretty fucking great. They're really leaning into what is still the most creative model. I asked it to give me 3 directions for a website I got, and the results are stunning. Introducing Claude Design by Anthropic. Make prototype slides one-pagers by talking to Claude. Anthropic released code today. This is 18 minutes. I spent the last hour giving it a first look and shared my thoughts in the video below. This is a big drop. This is a new design surface from Anthropic. Holy moly, Claude Design is amazing. It straight up read my code base, asked me some questions, and I gave it some vague, make it better, please. It's so much better than the crap I designed. Loving it. So I can already tell you Claude Design is unlike anything else out there right now. I just finished comprehensive design philosophy, components library, fonts directory, animation gallery last week. And with design, I can conveniently link, okay. The designer's position is very stable. Even if so many companies take turns launching design agents, they still can't replace full-time designers. Designers of the future will only be greater. Well, yeah, but like this is changing the definition of who gets to be a designer. Like it used to be, you had to have tactical skills to be a designer. What these tools are going to allow is that anyone who's got taste, right? Anyone who's got intuition and taste and has, you know, enough curiosity to learn these tools can actually do design now. Designers, stop using Claude. All right, let's go play with it. Okay. So what we've got here, company name and blurb. Let me go back. Can I change the name of this thing? Any other notes? Why can I not change the name of this? Link code from your computer. This doesn't upload the whole code base. Claude will copy selected files. Upload a Figma file here. Add fonts, logos, and assets. All right, so I'll do some Storyvine stuff. Hang on a sec. I'm just navigating through. Here's brand assets. So we've got, you know what? I'm going to go change my sharing so you can see what I'm doing on screen. So basically what I'm looking to do right now is go find documents. Is this our brand sheet? Yeah, so there's our brand sheet. Okay. Beautimus. So that's our brand sheet. Let's see. What else do we have here? Our business cards. Yeah, I don't need that. Fonts, logos, assets. What's this? Oh, that's our pop socket thing. Well, we'll throw that up there. Why not? Logos. Let's see. There's our little dude. So there's the PNG of him. Yep, that's good. Drag that in there. Oops. And then we'll go reversed. We'll grab that PNG. Beautiful. And then we'll go, damn it. Let's see, RGB. Logo. No tag. RGB. 2 color. We'll go PNG. That one. And then we'll go reverse alt white background. Yep, that's good. That goes there. And then there's that one, which I like too. Put that there. Okay, so we have our style sheet. We have logos. Black bar, please. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Carrying on. Bravo. Cheerio, pip, pip. I can ask it to search for things on the web and do tasks for me on the computer. It has memory. That's cool. Then the other thing I can do here, well, wait, so hang on a sec. I should have a brand strategy document. Let me see if I can go find that for a second. Logos, Gary the Guides. Shareable logos. Oh, that's logos. Okay, hang on. App sheet graphics, copy for Storyvine, images, letterhead, style branding. Oh, here's photography. No. One-liners, biz cards. Storyvine brand strategy. Here we go. This is a PowerPoint file. I wonder if I can read this. That'll be interesting to see. Oh, bless you. Thank you. I can ask it to search for things on the web. Okay. Do I want to put this document in here? I think that was the old one. This is lab summary final deck for creatives and contractors. All right, let's throw that in there. Let's see if it'll eat that. It seemed to. Okay. Now, the other thing I can do is I can grab I don't feel like doing that. You can grab a GitHub folder. I don't think I want to do that right now because I'm just experimenting. But you can throw a GitHub folder on here for like your front end for your web app. Or for your applications, like your interface stuff for how you design files. So you can either link code from your computer, add fonts, logos, assets. I wonder why I can't add a website. Company name and blurb, so it's Storyvine. And then the blurb is, I wrote this earlier and it was pretty good. Storyvine overview. Here it is. This did pretty good. It's actually nice when you have enough history in ChatGPT that you can just go, hey, give me a blurb about this, and it actually knows what the fuck it's talking about. It actually wrote this really good line at the end that I don't think we've ever used, but I like it. At its core, Storyvine is about something simple but hard to scale. Real people telling real stories delivered in a way that actually connects. It's pretty fucking good. Okay, any other notes? Let's see. The Storyvine brand is professional, but has an informal, humorous tone to it. The design should be clean. And the copy always accessible. Period. We refer to the little character that is part of our logo as the gnome. And we talk about the gnomes up in the cloud that auto-magically make videos. Period. So that's a good example of the kind of fun yet professional informality that I'm talking about. Period. Okay, I don't know if that's any good, but that at least it has our logos, it has our brand style sheet, it's got some description of the company and our brand. So continue to generation. It will take about 5 minutes to generate your design system. You can step away, keep the tab in the background. Okay, cool. So we'll let that do that. That's doing its thing. Let's go back to NotebookLM. All right, so our explainer video is done. Let's go look at this and see if this sucks less. Hang on a sec. Wasn't there like a funny image thing that we did a year ago when we were all animals? Todd Waller, I'm late. Oh my God, Todd. We've got to start over? All right, hang on. Let me get my guitar. Champ, you got to get up. Todd's late. Champ. He's not getting up. Union dog. He's not getting up for you, Todd. Sorry about that. Okay. I need to change my sharing tabs. Turtles. Okay. Let's see if this video sucks less. Why is it called the Great Repurpose? Okay, we got to fix this. What the fuck? AI Learning Lab descriptions. Why is this called the Great Repurpose? What's this? Click. Configure chat. Well, whatever.
All right, let's talk about the whirlwind evolution of generative AI. Seriously, it has been a wild ride. Today, we're going to break down this entire journey into 4 distinct eras, using some incredible source material to map out how we went from just playing around with these tools to, well, to a full-blown identity crisis in just a couple of years.
And this quote right here, this is what sets the stage for everything we're about to cover.
I remember saying
It's
that.
such a powerful line because it perfectly captures that feeling. You know, That feeling of standing on the edge of some massive, irreversible change. So let's take a trip back to where this all kicked off.
Okay, so let's dive right into Era 1. This was a time of just pure chaotic discovery. It was messy, it was exciting, and honestly, it felt a whole lot like the early days of the internet. Remember that? The dial-up sounds, the clunky websites? It was a total Wild West, where nobody really knew the rules yet. And it all happened so unbelievably fast. I mean, look at this timeline. ChatGPT drops in late 2022, and boom, by the middle of 2023, the entire world is talking about it. And the call to action back then wasn't about becoming an expert or building a business. It was just, get curious, go play, see what happens. And this is what's so fascinating.
Which, by the way, I still think that that's, the community's call to action in mid-2023 is about getting curious and start playing. I still think that's what it's about.
Go play, see what happens. And this is what's so fascinating. That feeling was so familiar. If you were around in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. The AI tools were described as janky and unpredictable, just like those early web pages. But just like the web, they were absolutely overflowing with this raw, untapped potential. The web democratized information. This was democratizing creation itself. And that was the whole philosophy. That was it. It wasn't about making perfect, polished products. It was all about experimenting, about pushing these new kind of broken tools to their absolute limits, just to see what they could do. The best way to learn was just to play.
But things started to speed up dramatically. This brings us to the next era, where the entire game changed. AI moved way beyond just churning out text. It started to see, to hear, and to speak. It was basically getting senses. And wow, what a leap this was. All of a sudden, AI wasn't just a writer anymore. With tools like DALL-E 3, it was an artist. With Suno, it was a musician. With real-time voice, it became a conversational.
The style of this is kind of generic and whatever, but this is pretty cool that out of just me rambling for 3 years, it's pulling this history out. It's pretty cool.
And you could already see the early hints of text to video, which was just mind-blowing at the time. And you have to remember, this wasn't a one-horse race. Not at all. When major players like Google dropped their Gemini models, it was like pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. The competition just kicked into hyperdrive, and it felt like these AIs were getting smarter.
It actually somehow seemed to miss that Gemini's initial entries into this sucked so bad we made fun of them for a year and a half. They've caught up.
Every single week.
And here's the most crucial part. All this incredible power was being handed directly to us, to everyone. You didn't need to be a top-tier coder anymore to build your own specialized AI. You could literally just talk to it in plain English, give it some files, and create your own custom GPT for, well, pretty much anything you could dream up.
Okay.
Lord Digital Gods, play is number one. It's the way mammals learn at the early stages. Play opens your mind and you are more receptive. Yep. So cool.
So this brings us to 2025. By this point, some of the initial novelty starts to fade a little, and the focus of the whole community begins to shift. It's not just about collecting cool new AI toys anymore. It's about figuring out how to actually put them to work. So that initial phase, that wide-eyed excitement of just discovering what was out there, it started to mature into something way more practical.
People began asking, okay, this stuff is amazing, but how do I make it a real habit? How do I consistently weave this into my daily life to actually improve my work? And that line of thinking led to a total reinvention of how work gets done. It was no longer about using one little tool for one little task. No, it was about building entirely new AI-powered workflows from the ground up. For everything from a complex marketing campaign to, seriously, a pet selfie app.
And right here, this is where you start to feel a little bit of a chill. This is where we see the first real hints of a much deeper identity crisis. Because as AI got better and better at filling the gaps in our own skills, coding, writing, design, it started to encroach on the very tasks that used to define our professional careers.
And that leads us straight into the era we're in now, an era where the most important questions have become less about the technology and a lot more about us. Welcome to the human frontier.
This is it. This is the big, unavoidable question of 2026. When we have these hyper-capable AI agents that can manage all the digital complexity that used to fill up our workdays, what's actually left for us to do? What is our purpose?
The source material calls this period the Great Repurpose, and honestly, it's the perfect name. This isn't just about
The source material. This is so generic and shitty.
a new tech tool. It's a massive cultural movement, a moment where we're all being forced to confront our own value and our own identity in a world where our tasks aren't uniquely ours anymore.
Now listen to that phrase, a mass ego death. It's startling, right? But it cuts right to the heart of it. It's this profound challenge to our sense of self-worth when the things we do, the skills we spent our whole lives building, can now be done by a machine.
And this just shows how much the focus has shifted. It's absolutely wild. We've gone from just using these tools to actively designing them as collaborators. We're talking about giving them a soul, a core identity, values, and memory. The goal is no longer just to make it work, but to give it a personality.
And so our whole journey comes full circle. We started out just tinkering with these clunky, janky tools. And now we've arrived at a place where the most crucial skill you can have isn't prompt engineering or coding. It's the deeply human skill of self-awareness, of knowing your own purpose so you can direct these unbelievably powerful tools with real intention.
Which leaves us with this final, really provocative thought to chew on. As we keep building this future, are we really just pushing the limits of technology? Or are we finally being forced to explore the true frontier, which is what it actually means to be human? Something to ponder. Thanks for watching.
All right, that was crappy and generic, but accurate. So I think a next, like how to turn that into something usable would be to write a better prompt that basically gives the context of what the AI Learning Lab's about and tell it to like pull the personality out of the fucking document. Like that thing so lacked personality. It was awful. Did you not choose cinematic? I did not choose cinematic because the cinematic one was really fucking awful. So I'll do cinematic next time. I could do cinematic again. Here, hang on. We'll do cinematic, new rich immersive experience. Let's see. I want you to create a historical. What's going on with this video? What is? Hang on. Let me reload this video. I want you to create a historical overview. What is going on? Why is it doing that? You to create a historical overview of the last 3 years of generative AI based on the transcript, which are the description and chapters of the YouTube channel of the AI Learning Lab hosted by Kyle Shannon, period. Make sure you look at the personality and humor of the descriptions. And break the history down into 5 distinct eras based on what you see in the document, period. The video should be titled "The History of Generative AI Through the Eyes of the AI Learning Lab, comma, and a regular perspective, period." Should be titled "The History of Generative AI Through the Eyes of the AI Learning lab. And irregular perspective. That's pretty good, right? Okay, let's see if that makes a less shitty thing. Now let's jump back over to Claude. I got to share this tab now. Did it do it? No assets registered yet. Design system. What happened here? Running script. Chat upstream error 17. Agent upstream returned invalid request. Describe what you want to create. Design files. Assets. Oh no, it's using that deck. That deck was a conceptual deck. All right, that's bad. Let's see. Uploads. Can I get rid of brand deck? Storyvine brand deck. Can I get rid of this? Can I get rid of something? Delete. 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 Okay. Do I need to like redo something? Design system. No assets registered yet. Make me a promo card for a conference. Let me just give it a really shitty prompt and see if it does anything remotely interesting. Caramelizing onions. Click comment in the toolbar and then click any element to annotate it. You cannot unsee bad font pairing. Choose carefully. Copied Storyvine logo guided. Wrote conference promo card. Writing styles. Design system. Creating your design system. I'll start by exploring the provided brand assets to understand. Extract PPA. Write the content fundamentals in the README. Write visual foundations. Writing styles. That's still generating. All right. Anybody got any questions, thoughts? Weaver's here. It's like old reunion night. Good to see everybody. Missing fonts. Huh. Okay, so these are real editable things, except wait. Oh, it's still working. Powering your story, honoring your voice. That looks like it got that off our website. Stop by booth 1422, film a story in 90 seconds. Free pop sockets. That's pretty funny. It got our colors right. So wait, how do I upload fonts? Oh, I see. These are scalable and resizable. I see what's happening here. So the important thing about the scalable and resizable is these are not, so right now you can do this kind of design stuff in Gemini, Nano Banana, and in ChatGPT, but it's just generating a flat image. This is actually creating designs, and it's using the wrong fonts right now because I didn't upload the right fonts, but we can, that's fixable. That is fixable. Fixed, V3. Good catch. The gnome's orange body dissolves into the, let me fix, oh, so it caught its own errors. V3 now uses an all-white reverse gnome that reads cleanly against the blue background. I'm going to say, use the white/orange logo against the blue rather than the all white. Let's see if it fixes that. Let's see if it understands. But this is kind of cool. So now what are we going to do? We're going to export these as, I guess let's export them as a PDF. Let's see what we get. Why did it not export? Export as PDF, maybe because it's rendering. Share. Can I zoom? How do I? Meet the gnomes. They do the editing so you don't have to. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good, actually. Missing brand font, upload fonts. Okay, cool. So let me go download Open Sans and Montserrat. Google Fonts, Open Sans, download. Open Sans. Let's see. Styles, get font. Download all. Okay, there's Open Sans, beautiful. Now let's see if we can get Montserrat. I think Montserrat is not a Google font. Let's see. One font family. Okay, Montserrat. Couldn't find any fonts. Oh, here we go. Montserrat. Get font. Download all. Cool. Okay. Beautiful. I wonder if I can upload the zip files. I bet I can. Upload fonts. Nope. Okay. So we'll go. Oh, you're not seeing this, are you? No. Hang on. Everybody just calm down. Okay, there's our fonts. So let's upload fonts. Open. Upload fonts. Oh, that's cool. There's static and variable. Let's just upload the variable ones and see if it can figure it out. Font uploaded. So let me stop it here. I'm going to say I uploaded Open Sans and Montserrat variable fonts. Please update designs accordingly. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Shagada bang bang badang dang dang. Let me check what got uploaded. So we might need to upload the static weights fonts instead of variable ones. I shopped for Mac Minis this morning, but they're all sold out. Hey Todd, I got the MacBook Pro, the M5. I got it in like a week, and I got the 14-inch one, and it is really impressive. It's very small. What's fascinating about the 14-inch one is I thought it would be like a total compromise. Like I had in my head the 12-inch one, which is like this little baby screen. It's not. It's decent, but it's not as like, overbearing as the 16-inch. And you can get a pretty baller machine with a screen on it, so you can put it anywhere. Like I know you don't need it. You don't need to pay for the screen, but if you get the 14-inch, it's not that much more to have the screen. Okay, let's see. Caveats whenever you're ready. Still to build. Preview cards for the design system tab. Product surfaces. Okay. Are those design files? Oh, design system. Where's... Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think these are the right font. They are. Wow. Very cool. Free pop sockets at the booth. Okay, now let's export as PDF. Save as PDF. Did it do it? No. Writing styles. Real people, real stories scaled. See how pharma and health systems capture compliant, on-brand patient videos. I wonder where it got all that shit. Oh, huh. Oh, cool. Look at that. Save as PDF. Huh. So these are definitely designs. They're not great, but all right. Kind of cool. Like this one's got a bunch of problems with it. All right, let's have it. Let's say I want you to generate screens for a teleprompter app. Let's just see what it does, because I didn't give it any interface stuff. Here's the thing about the M5 versus the M4. The architecture of the M4 is that there's one AI accelerator in front of the GPUs, and in the M5 there's an AI accelerator per GPU. I don't know the difference that makes. I assume it makes a difference. Just in general with Macs, my philosophy has always been buy the one the farthest to the right you can. Because, you know, it'll last you a year longer than you know, if you get the M4. Because what Apple's going to do is later this year they're going to come out with a bunch of machines that are just inference beasts. So anything we buy right now, we're going to look at what comes out in the fall. We're going to be like, oh shit, I should have waited. So you might as well have an M5 because I'm sure those will be some sort of crazy ass M5 Ultra or something like that. Teleprompter. Oh wait, who's this for? The Storyvine's mobile capture app, platform, iPhone, iPad landscape. How does the script get in there? How does the prompt scroll? All right. Reviewing the draft design system. I wonder if this is going to go look at storyvine.com and get screenshots of our app. That would be interesting. I doubt it, but we'll see. I bought a Neo for casual use and the 13-inch screen is tolerable. Oh, that's interesting, C-Slug. Yeah, I like the 14. I'm really happy with the 14-inch MacBook Pro. Like the screen is super clean, super clear, super fast. The keyboard feels nice. It's funny, it's got really teeny tiny speaker channels, but the sound is really good on it. Like the engineering on the MacBook Pro right now is really tight. And I know they're coming up with a new design in the fall, but this form factor is really impressive. I saw the Neo at Costco. Yeah, the Neo is basically just on a mobile chip, right? The Neo has side speakers that are quite surprising. Yeah, like when I play audio on like these little teeny tiny things should not sound as good as it sounds. Like I hear stereo separation, I hear bass. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild what they've done, Apple. I gotta say, like I've been making fun of Apple now for what 3 years straight. That just how did they miss the fucking boat on this? And Apple's gonna sneak in through the back door by building the hardware because what's going to happen is this we talked about this today in office hours. It seems pretty clear that starting with Mythos, the frontier model companies are going to stop releasing everything they build, and you're going to need special access to get access to the most powerful models from the frontier model companies. So us plebes are not going to have access to all the cool toys anymore, right? So the cool toys are going to go to the government and to big business. And they're all going to go play their fucking game. And what's going to happen is China will keep providing open source models, and then some of these guys will take, powerful pieces of what they do and drop that down to open source. And we'll pull all these models increasingly to our local machines. And we'll be doing all the inference locally on our local machines. So having a badass like Mac Mini or MacBook Pro that can run these machines, like Qwen 3.6 came out today, and Brent Peterson on the office hours said that Qwen 3.6 is the first open source model that runs OpenClaw well. 3.5 didn't. He said, like literally a month ago, Brent Peterson said, do not run OpenClaw locally. Don't buy yourself a good machine. The local models just aren't there. They suck. And today he said 3.6 came out and it works and it's good. So we're now at a point where the hardware is powerful enough and the models are efficient enough that we can run local models that are good enough to do some of this powerful work locally without having to go to OpenAI. I think that's where things start to move over the next 2 to 3 years, because the big frontier model companies, they're going to be like, well, this AI is so powerful that you normal people can't have it. Only governments can have it. Kyle, is your Mac M5 laptop have a touch screen? It does not. So the touch screen is coming in the new MacBook Pro that's going to launch in the fall. Is going to have a dual stacked OLED screen that's just basically like super bright and super contrasty, and it's going to be touch screen. They're completely redesigning the architecture. So the MacBook that I just bought is the last of the current architecture, which it's been this architecture. Basically, the chassis has been the same since 2022. But what I like about that is it is like there's no fluff on it. Like it is just a solid machine. The new one's probably going to be janky because it's a whole new architecture, right? So they'll make mistakes on that one. It'll be the second or third generation that gets really tight. But in the fall, the MacBook Pros will have touch screens, which Steve Jobs is flipping in his grave. He said we should never have a touch screen. You're in different modes. Let's see. Question for you. Wait. What's this done? Welcome. Where's my screens? Your design is ready. Your feedback will improve. New design using this system. What? Should the script source be you decide. I just want to that was a good typo. I just want to see your UX chops right now. Send. Okay, that's doing its thing. Let's go back to NotebookLM. This is still generating a video. That takes a while. So here's the deal with Claude Design. This is a it looks like what is going to be an incredibly powerful tool that's going to take all of us some time to understand the quirks of. So I would encourage you, claude.ai/design, if you have a Claude account, and probably even if you don't, just go start playing with it. Upload your logos, upload your brand standards, point it to your GitHub repositories if you've got front-end stuff in there. Let it learn your design stuff. And then we will learn together on this one. But this seems like a new paradigm. And when you export, yeah, I can export to Canva, send to Canva. So if it gives me a shitty layout, I can export it as a PowerPoint. I can export it as standalone HTML. I can hand it off to Claude Code. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so if you come over here and you do screen designs for an app that you really like, you just hand them to Claude Code and say, write the back end. It's pretty fucking slick. This is good. This is good, people. This is good. All right, that's still working. This is still working. Everyone's still working. Thoughts, questions? Anyone still awake? I'm sorry, Kyle. I fell asleep. Hey, Kyle, last night I was watching you and I dropped the phone on my face. Now I have a Band-Aid on it. Could I get a refund? Give us your craziest prediction for what these tools will do in the future. Todd Waller's here. Yeah, but you're shopping for new computers. That's exciting. Cam is just listening. Jobs said vertical screens cause arm fatigue over time. Your arm will want to fall off. Yeah. Craziest predictions for the future. Here you go, Kelly. This is the big one. I think that we're in a quaint era where human software engineers are designing software for human beings to pretend that they still need to be in the loop. And I think that where these tools ultimately go is that the humans are going to train the AI what we want and how we design. And then at some point, they'll just remove the front end, the human front end from these things. Like maybe there's a dashboard where you log in and approve things, but you're probably not going to actually be doing all this, right? Agents are probably going to be using all these different tools. Time check. All right, let me jump over to look what I made before we go. I know Silver Fox has a song in here, we should go listen to that, but I got to share different. So I'm over on the AI Salon. Oh yeah. So here's a cool thing. Let me dig through here and then I'll do that, Brandon. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, so Silver Fox has a cool song in here. Oh, those are cool. Dr. J. Oh, that's a Suno song too. All right, so we'll listen to a couple of Suno songs. Have you read the AI news today? Share this tab instead.
I woke up this morning to a glowing screen. The headline said the smartest thing we'd ever seen had solved a proof that stumped us for 100 years. And somewhere in a boardroom, someone raised a beer.
Yeah.
The kids were getting dressed for school down the hall. I turned the volume up and let the broadcast fall. The professor said we're close now, smiled and turned away. I poured my coffee cold and thought, what do I say? And the world keeps spinning faster than it did before. And I'm standing at the window wondering what we're spinning toward. Have you read the AI news today? AGI, they say the code has learned to dream. Nothing's what it seems. Have you read the AI news today?
That's really cute. That's really good. So wait, let's see. So the comments here are pretty funny. Todd Waller, my OpenClaw is Chuck. I don't have a cool story about why. Oh yeah, by the way, go into where did I put it? Was it in community feed? Yeah, go into community feed. Why did you name, what's the name of your AI buddy, whether it's ChatGPT or OpenClaw? Just go put that in there. Let's go back to look what I made. So that was Silver Fox's song. Here's Dr. J's How Fast.
I laced him up like it was sacred ground. Brand new souls, not a scuff or sound. Kitchen floor turned Olympic track. Heart said go, but the world held back. I hit the hallway at a lightning pace. Felt like time had a different face. But no one cheered, no one laughed out loud. Just quiet walls and a distant crowd. When did wonder get left behind? Who decided joy had an age or line? Not a single soul asked how fast I could run. Didn't say let's see it. Didn't say that looks fun. Somewhere between bills and becoming enough, we traded gold for the practical stuff. I was built for the race, for the wild, for the blast, for the question that matters, how fast? How fast? But nobody asked, nobody asked.
Nice. Love it. Beauty, beauty, beauty. And then what do we have here? We've got LDG. Back in the 70s, your uncle LDG had a band called Infinity because I was lazy at names. All right, so what's this? So this is, I rummaged through some stuff and found a copy of this old song on cassette tape and digitized it, uploaded it to Suno and re-engineered it. Now I'm desperately looking around my house to see if I saved any other songs. So cool. So this is a song that existed that just got re-Sunoized. That's pretty cool.
It wasn't long ago that I was happy being blind. No news was very good news. Out of sight was out of mind. But I grew tired of me. Life had spilled a seed that grew and grew and grew into a monster of desire. I was thrown into a rude awakening. Do you know how much we love you? Do you know how much we care? Do you know how much we love you? Even though you're unaware.
Nice. That's awesome. Friggin' amazing. Sea Slug of Doom, crazy forecast. We will all be sitting in the confessional booths like THX 1138. AI will be soothing us and showing us no indication of actually listening. By the way, I talked about this on office hours today. If you have not played with Boardy.ai, it's not even really played with. Go to Boardy.ai and start interacting with it and do the onboarding phone call. And so what Boardy.ai is Anthem Rock. Yeah, that was definitely Anthem Rock. What Boardy.ai is a super connector that will introduce you to people that you're looking to meet. So do the onboarding call because it is impressively, it doesn't feel like AI. The Australian accent helps, but it's really well done. He made a connection with me on LinkedIn. I had no idea it was an AI connection. Yeah. So what happens is you tell Boardy all about your business and who you are and what your values are and what you're looking for and who you want to meet. And then you can just keep talking to him. He starts emailing you and you email back and forth with him and you educate him and he'll say, hey, I found someone that you might be interested in meeting, and it'll make the intro. And so I've now had 4 human connections, human conversations about Storyvine, and then I just accepted one 2 days ago, and he made the intro, and then the guy Ash that he introduced me to said, "Sure, set up a time." So anyone that he's connecting you with has also gone through the onboarding process. So it's a really interesting kind of professional dating app that's got a lot of friction in it and a lot of high context where you're giving this thing, what to play with. Kyle, did you do it for your musical too? Well, I'm just starting. So what I started with Storyvine, and then I just added in my speaking stuff, and now I'm going to do it for my musical. So it's a really good call. So yeah, I'm starting to take this thing more seriously because it's starting to make actual connections. It's wild. All right. So last thing we want to do tonight, I want to bring up producer Brandon is down in Florida with Rick McCauley. So they're in the same household. Hey, guys.
Hello. Yeah.
What's
Welcome
happening?
to Florida. We're going to do a hackathon tomorrow for 12 hours. We're going to change the world, man.
Again and always, you guys are killing it. So it's is there a theme of the hackathon?
So funny story. We thought it was going to be healthcare. We had this whole healthcare plan about curing cancer, and it was going to be amazing. I was on the plane on the way down. I get an email. Hey, we switched things up. It's enterprise now. So I'm like, oh crap. So now we're going
what does enterprise even mean?
Like enterprise AI, like how to use AI to improve enterprise workforce. So I don't know if they changed sponsors or what happened, but the healthcare thing went out the window. So we're actually borrowing a page from your book with the Great Repurpose and Rick's Upskill USA. We've got a real solid plan. I can't wait to talk about it next week after we win.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what would be a good thing to put in there if you don't already have it in there is how to identify the people to keep now that are going to be valuable in the future. That whole thing of who's valuable today might not be the person valuable in the future. So finding, how do you find your secret cyborgs? How do you find the people with curiosity and adaptability and like all those attributes that are not the hard skills? Something in there, because that to me feels like a bit of voodoo magic where if you're not thinking long and hard about what are the skills that make someone good at AI, you're just going to be thinking like, oh, Fred's the most valuable because he's really good at whatever skill X is. So we're going to keep Fred. But Fred might be really rigid and not curious and not adaptable. So as things change, Fred's going to be in a nightmare,
Yeah. And so without spilling too much candy in the lobby, what we're aligning on is judging the criteria that we're aligning on is what parts of your job do you want to get rid of with AI? Yeah. What parts do you want to automate with AI and augment with AI? And what parts do you want to own? This is my secret sauce. This is the part that the AI is never going to touch. Because we've talked to a lot of creatives where they like, I'll let AI do that, but I won't ever let it do that. And we just scale that up to the enterprise level.
So it's taking all the junky stuff and take the noise out of the signal and then amplify your humanity. So you get rid of the answering emails, you automate the stuff that's task-based, So it's basically skills is like the super word now, I think. Agents is last weekend, right? But this is now skills. So you get skills like social media management. That's a skill set. Build a website, boom. So you just say, put that in the way, and then I design what I want to get done, and then it goes and does it. So agents adding skills are programmable black boxes that you put in a workflow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Where the AI-able parts of your workflow are, and then lets you amplify you, which is spending more customer time.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And if you could do some sort of thing where it's a timeline of like, have someone put in what their job looks like today. Yes. Here's what your job is going to look like 3 years from now. But then what are the milestones to get there?
So you go through and do your signature work on, you set up the agent places where you're going to interact and where you're not, the audit and the redress. Then it tells you what efficiency you gain. So you just gain 12 hours per week. You get Fridays off. That's the goal. And you double the productivity of your work product. and you take away the junk you never wanted to do in the first place, right? We all need to do that in life, right?
So here's one thing I'll add in.
Yes.
Don't just make it about efficiency.
Okay.
Make it about here's new things you're going to be able to do with your skills. So one piece is you make what you currently do more efficient, but then you also discover here's new things I can do with those hours that I gained.
Yeah,
that's it. For me as a teacher, it's can I get the student to tutor themselves and then do that all night long and come in? Then I find out what's the ikigai for that student that makes them superpowered, and then send them on their Frodo journey. And I'm just Gandalf on the side and watching it all happen, baby.
Yeah, that's really cool. 4-day work week has people excited. Cam Ketkins is excited about that. I think Brandon just quoted a Meatloaf song. That's hilarious.
So speaking of trying new things and thinking about where your skills are taking you, we're going to get off because Kyle, I know you have some announcements about next week in the AI Learning Lab.
Ooh. I do. So yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks guys. Great seeing you. Good luck tomorrow. So next week I am in DC so we'll be here Monday night next week, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, I definitely can't be here. Friday, I definitely can't be here. Thursday's a toss-up. So next week is probably going to be Monday and maybe Thursday. And then the following week, I'm in Anaheim for Social Media Marketing Week, and that is also going to be play it by ear, but probably maybe one night or 2 nights that week as well. So the next 2 weeks are going to be really thin. So you're going to be on your own. Tomorrow, Nikki Weiss is doing an LOL on building her app and what she learned along the way, like things not to do or things that broke. So that should be really interesting and powerful. She's a powerful, passionate woman who is going to teach what she's been learning. That is literally the definition of generous leadership is share people what's working, what's not working, things like that. Weekend homework. I would go play with Claude Designer. It's a new paradigm. It's a new something. It's not an LLM as we know it. It's an LLM in conjunction with a design system. So go play with that. Start understanding what that is and what it looks like. If you've been using AI tools in Figma, it's probably similar, but it doesn't have the whole world of templates that you go pick what you want. I want to do a card. I want to do this. I want to do that. Again, we're just in this world where you can just ask for shit now and it will go invent it. So I would go explore with that all weekend. And then finally, especially if there's some people who are back that used to be here, please go into the AI Salon Mighty Network. So Brandon, if you could pop up the URL community.thesalon.ai and go look for the ambassador application. So we're starting an ambassador program. So people who can represent the AI Salon at local events and online and within the AI Salon community, like welcoming people, things like that. But we also, if you're an AI ambassador, we want to do things that amplify you, that make you more visible, tell your stories, capture your stories and promote you and do things like that. So the ambassador program, we're just designing it right now. We just want to understand who's interested in being an ambassador. So if you love the AI Salon and you want to be an ambassador and you want us to help market you and who you are, join the ambassador program, or just fill out the form that you're interested in it. And as we design it, we'll bring you into the conversation. All right. Beautiful. It's in Salon Announcements, by the way, in that channel, in Salon Announcements. Okay, everyone. Fantastic. Hope you had fun tonight. Oh, wait, we have one more thing. Let's go look and see if, the next NotebookLM of the AI Learning Lab has rendered. So let's see if it sucks. That's such a pessimistic. Let's see if it sucks. That's a very Gen X kind of way of. I'll assume it sucks until it doesn't. Prove to me you're not going to suck.
Early generative AI flooded the internet with a very specific kind of highly produced absurdity. You could command a computer to write a country song about purple pickles, or render a hyper-realistic clip of a dog crooning into a microphone. Kyle Shannon launched the AI Learning Lab as a nightly live-streamed project to track these bizarre tech updates. But over 3 years, these reviews transformed into something else.
Wait, Sea Slug of Doom, like the Rolling Stones used the Hell's Angels as security, that kind of ambassador? That's exactly what we're looking for. Yes.
A support group for a quiet, creeping human crisis. To understand how this technology forces us to redefine our purpose, we have to map out the 5 distinct eras of the last 3 years. In mid-2023, the arrival of ChatGPT meant anyone with a keyboard possessed the baseline ability to write code, draft professional essays, and analyze complex datasets. This graph represents the traditional path to technical mastery. But look at how the 10,000-hour rule is suddenly intersected by a sharp drop to near-zero time. Skills that used to take years to acquire were democratized in an afternoon. While this felt like a period of newfound superpowers, it also began the process of turning specialized human
Sea Slug of Doom. Dang vocal fry. I know, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
expertise into a cheap, abundant commodity. By 2024, text evolved into high-fidelity audio and video. Multimodal platforms like Sora, Suno, and Midjourney allowed users to spin up entire environments from a single prompt. These tools weren't perfect. They were often surreal and glitchy. Kyle and his community learned to embrace the jank, the philosophy of accepting these hallucinations as a playground for experimentation rather than a technical failure. Solo creators used this playful mentality to stitch these imperfect tools together. A single person could now build massive.
All right, that one's in the neighborhood of usable. So, cool, groovy. I know it's late. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, and I will see you Monday. And then next week's going to be light, so plan on stuff other than this. You deserve it. Bye. Let's see. Ending there. Oops. That's that.